So we are live streaming, hopefully, in just a second here. All right, guys, welcome to our Thursday night call. I am actually going to start recording. Okay, so welcome. Every Thursday, we get together on Zoom and hang out and have a little gathering, and sometimes we have guest speakers, and we talk about education or we talk about business. And tonight, we're going to be talking about the business, being a brand partner with Young Living, and specifically how to get enrollments at vendor events. So I'm going to introduce our guest speaker and give the time away to her. We have until 6:30. So Karen Hollifield is a silver leader. She is amazing. If you've ever met her, she is like filled with energy. She is a chiropractor. She loves to be outdoors. She is like always doing some kind of fun excursion, I feel like. And if you follow her on social media, if you don't, you should go find her because she's always sharing something. She's awesome. So yoga, hiking, skiing, she does it all. And she also runs a very successful Young Living business along with her chiropractic business. And she had a vendor event last month and she enrolled 14 people. So we want to hear from Karen and hear how she did it and get all her tips and tricks. So I am going to mute myself and let Karen take it away. Welcome, Karen. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Kelowna, and thank you everybody for coming and for listening. I'm very honored. You know, before somebody asked, whenever I do a Zoom call, clarity is my go-to oil. And if you don't have clarity and you've never tried to use it, let me tell you, you want to get a bottle of this baby because it just really helps me organize my thoughts. It's 9 p.m. here on the East Coast, and this is my bedtime. So clarity keeps my brain going. Well, let's talk. I love sharing Young Living, and I'll bet everybody on this call loves sharing Young Living. So I see Rachel said it's one of her first bottles of oil. So everybody who loves to share Young Living, put a 1 in the chat if you love sharing. How many of you feel that dopamine rush when somebody says, yes, I'm in, I want, I know, they tell me it's a dopamine rush. So put a 2 in the chat if you feel that dopamine rush. I know I've been in Young Living for 7 years, been enrolling people. People on this call have been in it longer. And I just sold today I sold a Ninja starter bundle. I got as much of a rush today as I did the first time I ever sold a kit of some sort. So I love to share. I give out samples, put a check next to that. I lend out diffusers, put a check next to that. I lend out a diffuser and a couple of oils, whatever oils people tell me they're interested in. I love to give classes, put a check next to that. I love to do DIYs. I try to do DIYs about every other month in my office. I love using, you hear from people, oh, so-and-so, they're not on Facebook. Nobody's on Facebook. Oh, nobody answers my texts. Oh, nobody reads their emails. So I do all of those things because you'll catch a certain percent doing this, a certain percent doing that. So I love Project Broadcast, which is, a blast group texting. And we should have somebody on here. Maybe Charlotte should come on here and go over Project Broadcast. I think she did that with us once. I love to use Grow Workspace. I use their monthly newsletters. I use their Sway links. I use all of their information. I use their classes that I send out on Project Broadcast because then you don't have to create anything. I've been doing weekly emails, and I use Flowdesk because it's so easy. I used to use MailChimp, Flowdesk. I'm just throwing all these ideas out there with all the things that I do. I love the Life Steps app. Put a 3 in the chat if you regularly go to Life Steps, because I probably use it at least every other day to send someone the person that bought the Ningxia starter bundle, I sent her the Ningxia spotlight, and I send that out a lot. And so she bought the starter bundle after seeing that. I'm so excited that we have the wish lists now, and we have ShareYL, and we have those wish lists. Young Living is making it easier and easier for us to share. But my favorite way to share is to go to a vendor event. I can't tell you how many different vendor events I've done. Done a lot. I've done a lot of different kinds of vendor events, and hopefully I'll be able to share my screen, show you just a couple of pictures of the last vendor event I did. And I'm going to show you how I like to do it. You're going to see Wendy Mercure, I think, is at a vendor event right now, and her setup is beautiful. It is fabulous. And you'll see what I do is a little different. But go look at Wendy's vendor event, and, just go and get ideas from different people and see what works for you. So I'm going to go on share screen, and let's hope I am as good with all the technology as everybody else is. Let's minimize all this stuff. That didn't minimize it. Let's put that away. Let's put that away. Then let's move. See, everybody is a little better at this. Here we go. And it's coming. So doing a vendor event is kind of like speed dating. You have a short amount of time to make an impression and build trust with everybody. So this is a vendor event. We went to Fredericksburg, Virginia. I live in a small rural town. All the vendor events here are little free things. I've done several of those, and I personally don't like to do those because I find there are too many lookers and not enough shoppers. And when I go and do a vendor event, I want to sell kits. And my goal is to sell premium bundles. I want to sell premium starter bundles, and I want to sell Ningxia bundles right there. So what you're looking at here, this was in Fredericksburg about a month ago.
Karen, can't see, or I can't see. I just see it says like it's all white and it says Zoom. So
really, I thought I got rid of that.
We're seeing your screen, but we're not seeing what you're talking about. So I just wanted to let you know.
Well, let me see. How do I make that Zoom thing go away? Because I don't even see the silly Zoom thing. I thought I made it go away. What is this? I'm afraid to start making things go away here.
I know. It's okay.
You know what? I'm going to stop there, and then then I'll start share again, and let's do it. Let's just try it one more time.
Okay.
Because that'll be really okay. Share. How about now? Can you see it now?
Yeah, you got it. That's it.
Yay! Technology. Okay, so that's me, and that's my older daughter, Haley, at the Sip and Shop vendor event. And like I said, my goal is to sell starter bundles right there at the vendor event. If somebody wants a few oils at that event, we will do that also. So it's really good to have 2 or 3 people, but you know what? I've done these things alone, and I always have my trusty iPad there ready to sell starter bundles. So I like vendor events that have an entrance fee, because when people are paying, they're willing to come in and buy stuff. Those free events, what I told you is I just find we have too many lookers, and I end up with a whole list of prospects, and rarely do I have have very good follow-up. So I look for home shows. I love arts and crafts shows. I love the holiday shows. And this one is a sip and shop show. So the people bought a ticket, they got a drink, and they were just walking around and having a good time. So what I like to do is, you'll notice I have two tables put together here. So I like to do an L-shaped table. The front of the table, I put on one corner, I have, that's the thieves bundle sitting right there. In the middle, right over there, you'll see those 2 bottles of Ningxia, and there's the Ningxia red bundle. And what that sign says is come free Ningxia shots. And then I'm going to show you that little flyer that I have sitting there close up, because that's a winner, that little flyer. Then I have the premium starter bundle, and underneath those, you see those little jars. Those are spice racks, and I have cotton in there with the with the scents of each of the oils in the premium starter bundle in there. And that way I don't have to keep pulling my oils out for people to smell. I just have them open those things, and that way they're not messing my bottles up. Then on the side table, I have all those diffusers. Now, as of, we just found out today, many of those diffusers are going away. So, but I'll tell you, if you bring diffusers, that attracts people. And what I do is I put 2 drops of oils, and I usually pick oils from the starter kit, 2 drops of different oils in the diffusers, and people will walk up and they will smell those diffusers. Then you can kind of see I have signs underneath them, the name of the diffuser, the wholesale and the retail price, and if there's any oils that comes with those diffusers. And then on the bottom of the table, you'll see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what it says there are subjects. So one of them says sleep. One of them says immune. One of them says relax. And then 3 or 4 others. And then I just picked 3 oils that go to those categories. And I have each one of those oils listed underneath there. And I have the wholesale and the retail price written down in there. I don't bring supplements. I have brought supplements in the past, but I don't bring supplements. I just think that's very, very confusing. People know thieves. People will walk up to my table because of the diffusers, and they always point to the Aria, and they say, "Oh, that's such a beautiful diffuser." And I say, "You have such good taste." And or they will very often know thieves. "Oh yeah, we heard about that thieves stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of my setup. Oh, you'll see on the front left-hand side, there is a clipboard, and that's where I have, for people can sign up for my newsletter for on my clipboard. So it seems that the best work shows, what seems to work the best is when we have 3 people. Then there's 2 people to talk to, and 1 person does the signing up. And I'll give you a bit of advice. When you sign people up that day, always do a paper copy of what you sign them up. So you'll put them in, you'll sign them up, but always do a paper copy and put their names, put their phone numbers, put their email addresses, and put what they ordered. And I always have them and myself take a snapshot of the last page, that has the order number on. I also bring 4 flip kits. I always have 4 flip kits with me. People love it. When you can say to them, I've got one right here. Would you like it? They like it. But when I run out of my flip kits and they say, "Oh, you don't have one here," and I say, "You know what? It is so heavy and cumbersome. You don't want to carry these things around. You'll get it by the end of the week." That works also. So it's all in the delivery with when you're talking to people. So you saw the picture of my setup. I like to put, you can see I put things on 2 different levels there. So I get the electrical, in there, because you want to have those diffusers going. I'll have people walk over, and these places, this is a huge room. It has high ceilings. There are who knows how many vendors in there, and people will walk over and say, "I was wondering what was smelling so good." So it's really worth it to plug those diffusers in if you, and the electrical usually costs about $25 more. I also have 2 chairs in my booth. You can only kind of see the side of one, because when somebody wants to sign up, I have them sit down in a chair so they can be comfortable. And then who's ever doing the signing up sits down right next to them. Now, if you're shy about talking to people, you're not sure how to close, you've got to get Lori Borey's book, Harvest, because it is fantastic. It really, really is. I got her book. I just love what's in it. It's always good to hear different ways to how to talk to people, and then how to close the sale, because I find a lot of people are just afraid to do that last step. So now, you're going to get 9 no's for every yes. So every one of those no's you get, I want you to say, right on. There's another one. Right on. I am that much closer to my yes. Right on. So no's are A-okay. Let them go. If somebody seems kind of interested, I'll offer them to sign up for my newsletter. If they're not, I don't bother. When people want to take literature, some people just walk over to your booth and want to take something, that's what I have business cards for. I don't give them a brochure. I don't waste my brochures. Because you know what? You've been to vendor events before. You collect all of this stuff. It ends up in your bag, and then you throw the bag in the back of your closet. And 3 months later, you might take the bag out and then you throw everything away. At least that's what I do. So I really try not to waste my material on people. So people, like, you'll hear people walk by and they're going to say, oh, I'm allergic to all kinds of smell. And you know what? They might make that face. I'm allergic to all kinds of smells. And you know what you know what you do for those people? You just don't say anything. You smile and let them walk by. Those are not our people. And it's not worth it. It's just not worth it to waste your time and your energy on trying to talk people into something when they get there, and they've got those are the crossed arm people. Not worth it. Those are not our people. Now, people that use other oils, doTERRA people, you know what? They are our people. Because I always start with, well, let me tell you about Young Living, because a lot of them are curious. They just want to know, they've heard stuff, they don't know. And you know what? I usually can sell a bundle, at least 1 or 2 bundles, to doTERRA people, because they're already into the oils. And when they find out about our farms and they find out about Seed to Seal, they get very excited because they're already sold on oils. So what we did here, what Haley and I did here, is Haley was in charge of the Ningxia shots, and I was in charge of walking around and talking to people. I got a brochure from someone. Wait a minute. Before I go to the brochure, come on, baby. So I told you I had that flyer sitting up there with the Ningxia shots. So Haley will say, are you interested in trying a Ningxia shot? And of course, what do you think most people say? What's a Ningxia shot? Oh, well, it's delicious. It's nice and sweet. It's a pureed wolfberry. It is the highest antioxidant berry on the planet. And, if people say yes, great. So we give them the Ningxia shot, and then I walk them over and I show them this flyer. And I say, here's what you're getting in 1 ounce. And I have these little, 1 ounce little plastic cups that I use. And in this 1 ounce that you're drinking, this is what you're getting. And I read it to them. You're getting the equivalent of 10 pounds of spinach, 22 carrots, and usually their eyes open and they start thinking, wow, that's pretty cool. And they'll chat with each other. And you know what? Let me back up, because I need to back up. When somebody walks over, the first thing I do is I ask them what their name is. Hey, what's your name? Oh, okay. And I ask them all their names, because they're in a vendor event. They're very often in groups of 2s and 3s. Oh, are you guys sisters? If they look alike, I'll get them to chat, and I introduce myself. Oh, well, and I'm Karen. Okay. So you want to try a Ningxia shot? Hey, we'll pour it. And then we walk over, we talk about what is on this. And then people ask the next question. wow, how much is this? How much does this cost? So usually I have this brochure in my hand and I show them the brochure. And I got this brochure from someone, one of our Young Living people. And I gave it to Vistaprint and they kind of redid it. I think they made it really pretty. So how much is this? I say, well, you only need 1 ounce and you can buy 2 bottles of Ningxia Red for 105 because they're not going to get the wholesale price if that's all they buy. Or you can get this deal and you can buy 2 bottles which are 105 and you get the box. And you get the nitro, which has green tea. That's your energy pickup. And, I tell them a little bit about the box for 145. And people will think, and they'll say, wow, and I say, I know that's a lot, but, each one of these bottles will last you close to a month because you've got 25 ounces in there. You need 1 ounce a day. Okay. And it's that comparison. It's that price comparison that does it. That 105 versus 145. I know this brochure says 135. I got new brochures that say 145. And so that's how we sell Ningxia bundles. And usually I sell about a half a dozen of those. Some people will buy a premium starter bundle and a Ningxia bundle. Those are yeah, baby. We love when that happens. So I told you when someone comes up to the booth, the first thing I ask them is what's their name? I introduce them. And if they're just kind of walking around the booth, I'll say, are you familiar with essential oils? And if they say yes, I ask, well, what do you use? And then the conversation will launch from there. And I'll say, so why do you use that? And, it's funny, what I get the most is lavender. Well, I use lavender. And I say, would you like to smell Young Living's lavender? So I'll walk over, get the little thing, open up my little tin. And I say, Young Living's lavender either comes from their farm in Provence, France, or Mona, Utah. That's really impressive that we know where our oils come from. Who can say that? And so it's either the most typical are lavender, eucalyptus, and patchouli, believe it or not. People want to smell patchouli. So I always have a bottle of patchouli there. So they can smell what our patchouli smells like. Eucalyptus, I bring them over to Raven. So, here we've got a combination oil. It's got eucalyptus in it. It's got all of these wonderful things in it. And I let them smell that. And I just let the conversation go to how it's going. So then if they're interested in the oils, I'll walk them back and I say, so what else are you interested in? Do you have any health issues? And then I'll start, grabbing the oils. Well, lemon is really good for this. And the Raven is really good for this. And people will have, we all know what issues people have. Same thing in vendor events. And if they're interested, I do like 1 or 2 sentences about seed to seal, because that is so different. What I say is Young Living owns or co-partners their own farms around the world. They never buy from an outside source. So we know that their oils are pure because we know where every single bottle comes from. So this is a pure essential oil. And that's so meaningful to people. Usually at vendor events, it's people that kind of know about oils that will buy right then and there. They've heard about it. I'm not their first touch. Other people are their first touch. So that's kind of cool that, we always say, follow up. Well, their people didn't follow up. Now, if somebody says, yeah, my sister sells oils, I say, you know what, go back to your sister. I always send, if people know who touched them with oils are, I send them right back. I say, now you tell them you're at this vendor event and Karen sent you back to them. So, I don't steal people. I would never do that. especially if it's a relative or a very good friend. But, we'll talk and you can tell if somebody's interested. So then again, they'll start asking about price. And I say, you know what the best deal is? It's this premium starter kit. They'll look at diffusers, they'll look at anything, and I will try to bring them over to that premium starter bundle, because on this bundle, this is a $412 value that you get for $165. And let me show you what you get. You get these 12 oils and you get this diffuser. Really? You get a diffuser with that too? Yep. You get this diffuser, and this diffuser is a workhorse. I always tell them I've dropped that diffuser right over there. I've dropped it at least a half a dozen times, and it still works perfectly. So that's your workhorse, and it runs up to 10 hours. Now, who knows what diffusers we're gonna get, but they'll be even better than the ones we have now, because that's Young Living. And then, when they're still there and they're looking, then I look at them and I say, does this sound like something you're interested in? And a lot of times, the person with them, will be chatting, and they'll both say yes. Or I'll say, let me show you the other side of the brochure. Or I'll say, I can tell you want this. I know you want this. And I've got a starter bundle right here. And it's right, are you interested? Are you interested in this? Would you like this? Would you like this right now? We can do this right now. It takes no time at all, because now it is pretty quick to do, because you don't have to do the password and and the PIN number. You don't do that right away. So I told you I keep 4 flip kits. And I say, and if you buy from me today, I will give you a free. I get the essential oil pocket references. Even though they're totally different now, those people don't know that they're totally different than they used to be. So I give those out for free. So if you get this, and all you have to do is open that up and leaf through it. It's beautiful looking. It's a color book. It's big and fat. And because I figure, for the cost of them trusting me right then and there, they deserve to get something. And that's very often the kicker when they look at that encyclopedia, because that's what I call it. I say, here's your encyclopedia of oils, and I'm going to give it to you for free if you get that starter bundle. And I keep the starter bundle in bags. I take them out of the boxes, and I have the TJ Maxx bags that I hand them out. So I told you I keep 4 flip kits, and I give everybody a free essential oil pocket reference. But with this sale, I bought a dozen Lucia diffusers, and I'm doing a vendor event, a craft show in December, and that's what I'll be giving out there. Because when you give out, because that's what we did in Sip and Shop. I forgot I bought wooden diffusers. I think they were like $10-15 from Amazon. Because I had forgotten to order my essential oil pocket references, but I did have those, and I gave those out. People want diffusers. People want free diffusers. So it's too bad I didn't do this on Monday night and say, quick, grab all those diffusers for $8 a piece. So I got a dozen Lucia diffusers, and I'll just tell people that they're, hand-blown glass diffusers for free. You get one for free. So that's my spiel. Is this something that you might be interested? I have a kit that you can go home with right now. But if I don't, I say, oh, you don't want to carry this around. This is so heavy. It'll get to you by the end of the week. And when people say, well, really, you don't have these oils? Say, don't worry about it. Young Living has over 200 oils. I can't bring all of these oils with me. Let's just order it right now. And that's if you're just a little motherly, like being a mother. If you're being a mother, well, let's just do that right now. And you know what? Just about everyone will say yes. So that's what I got for you. I'm going to stop my sharing.
That was awesome, Karen.
I hope that helps. I hope I threw out a lot of ideas. I hope I gave you ideas and made you brave enough to go do vendor events. They are wonderful, wonderful. And you can sell 12 kits easy at a vendor event. Are my flip kits? Yeah, that's all I have. are PSK flip kits. Yeah. And and all of them have the desert mist diffuser. I want to make it simple, because you people stand there. You don't want them standing in front of your booth for 10,000, just blocking your booth up. Well, do I want this? Mm-mm. Yes.
I loved how you talked about the price of the Ningxia and gave them those options. And I think for anyone who's never done a vendor event, and I've only done a few, but you're inspiring me to do more. Whenever I hear about people doing these events, you meet all these new people, and, it's just such a great opportunity. What I was going to say, though, for anyone who's never done one, is it's like anything. The first time you kind of blow it. Karen's got it down. She's got her clipboard for the names. She's making notes. She's got backup information about everybody. And I'll tell you one of my experiences just real quick. So that I did a vendor event once, and we had the Zyto machine there, and I was with Annie, and we had this, I don't know if some of you here know Annie Dayan. And so we had the Zyto, we were scanning people. We had a huge setup. We had giveaways. We had all this stuff. And it was so busy that everybody left, and we looked at each other and we were like, we didn't know who was who. We didn't remember, we didn't write anything down. We needed an extra person. That was the first thing. And the second thing was, we just got people mixed up because we weren't taking notes, like Karen was saying. And I learned that, in the future, I was going to do this, and it helped me. Every time you talk to someone, when there's a slow point, when there's no one at your table, go jot down, what color hair they had, or what they looked like, or what ailment they said they struggled with, whatever, because then when you follow up with them, you can say, hey, I remember you were talking about having, and you bring up, they're like, wow, they remember who I am, So anyway, Karen, you have it down. You have covered all the bases, and that comes with experience. But what a great way to meet new people. And you've studied up on how to talk to people. And you already, I think, have a gift for talking to people, and people trust you because they come to you for chiropractic and whatever. But you're studying, Lori Bory's The Harvest. And those are the kinds of things that make it easier for people to, be assertive and talk with people and get people to see that you know what you're talking about and you're really going to help them, and you have all these things. So thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Karen before we let her go? And if you're asking questions over on the live, maybe she can come back into Spruce Society and answer if anybody's watching over there. Yeah,
I know. Somebody wrote, do you have a Ningxia starter bundle with you? There's one on the table, but I don't bring those with me because those are heavy. But there's one that I show, that I can say, okay, if you saw the table, I had 2 bottles, I had the box, and I had the box of nitro there. Are we allowed to gift the reference book? Yes, we are, up to $25. Yeah.
Anita, I know that at one point there was, when we were really worried about compliance, I remember some things going around saying that since it's non-compliant information, that we weren't supposed to be giving it directly to them. So I don't know if you asked the compliance department, but I'm going to tell you, I give away reference guides too, and I always have. So, I mean, there's people doing worse things. I hope we're not breaking any main rules or telling you to do something. But like Stacy said, yes, you can give a gift up to $25. So whether that be a diffuser or whatever, but I think that is, like Karen said, that's the kicker. People want something free. They want to feel like they're getting a good deal. So, another thing that I do, or, another gift idea is I'll put together a little package that has a dropper, so people can put carrier in it right away. I give them a roller so they can make a roller. I give them capsules and bath salts and a little spray bottle. And then I give them a card that talks about how to use each one of those things so that when they get their kit, they can already start doing stuff if they want to do that. So you don't have to give a reference guide. And if you don't have anything to give, give something really small DIY. It doesn't have to be an extravagant gift, but yeah, that is a good question though. So it's up to you, you decide, but I think everyone needs that book and not everybody's going to go out and buy it. So I love giving them too.
Another good thing to give away is a diffuser necklace. You can buy those pretty cheap on Amazon. I've done that too. People love them. And then people will come, can I just buy this? And nope. But if you get a starter bundle, I'll give you one for free.
Yep. I love it. I love it. And you're so confident and comfortable. You know, you can tell that you've just been doing it so much. And I think one thing that, you know, when you do a vendor event, you talk to 50 or 100 people or more. So you get really good at talking about everything. And yeah, I just think it's awesome for everybody who's in this business. If you have an opportunity to do a vendor event, get a couple people together and go have a table somewhere. So thank you, Karen. We appreciate you sharing all of your wisdom with us. Congratulations on your recent enrollment with your Ninja kit and on your top enrollment month last month. Oh, you sold 2 this month?
2 bundles this week, 2 Ningxia bundles. Yeah.
Awesome. No. Well, congrats on that. Raise the roof. All right. Well, thank you. We're so grateful for you. Congratulations. And thanks everybody for coming out tonight. We have a call every Thursday night at this time. So check the calendar in the groups that you're in, and we'll see you next Thursday or over in the group. Bye. Thank you. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.